Hello everybody and welcome back to another old school RuneScape video. This is Chobongo and today's video is going to be all about the Gauntlet. Now the Gauntlet is a little bit more complex than a lot of the other bosses in the game, and I do like to keep my videos short, but today we're going to need to go over some information before we even step into the boss fight so that you know what you're getting yourself into. The Gauntlet is made up of a 7x7 grid of rooms. All of the rooms will be dark when you first enter, except for the boss room, which is located in the direct center, and your starting room, which is located directly next to the boss room. If you take a look at this map here, this is a good example of what the Gauntlet looks like. Now, all of the rooms can spawn all types of different resources, and all of the rooms along the outer edge of this map can spawn demi-bosses, but we'll talk about that later. So when you first spawn into the Gauntlet, you'll have a few items in your inventory and one item equipped. The equipped item is a crystal scepter, and you'll use this to light up the rooms throughout the Gauntlet. You'll also have a crystal axe, a crystal harpoon, and a crystal pickaxe, as well as a teleport crystal and a pestle and mortar. All of these items will be used throughout the encounter to create equipment that you'll need, with the exception of the teleport crystal, which you can just use to teleport back to the starting room anytime from anywhere in the dungeon. In the starting room, there's also a stove, a singing bowl, a water faucet, and a teleport stand so you can leave if you decide you want to reset for any reason. In the center of the room, there's a stand where you can reclaim any of the items you started with the exception of the teleport crystal, if you lost them in any way. Now for items you'll want to gather, you're going to want to gather 3 friend bark, 3 crystal ore, and 3 linum tyrannum. These are the resources that you'll use to craft your equipment. Other resources in the dungeon include herbs and fish, which you use to make potions and eat to recover health. The fish can simply be cooked at the range, and the potions can be created by using an herb on a vial of water and then crushing up some crystal shards with your pestle and mortar and adding them to it. The potions will regenerate run energy and prayer. The monsters in the Gauntlet have a chance to drop a weapon frame, unless they're one of the demi-bosses, in which case they'll always drop a weapon frame. The demi-bosses will also drop special items which you can use to perfect your weapons, either the crystalline bowstring, the crystal orb, or the crystal spike. These items are dropped by the dark beast, the dragon, and the bear respectively. For the sake of this guide, we'll only be making a bow and a staff, so we only need to worry about the bowstring and the orb. However, it is still worth it to kill the bear sometimes, because since you can't receive more than one of the same item, if you kill 2 bears, you're guaranteed either a bowstring or an orb. Now that we've gone over the very basics of the Gauntlet, let's get into a live commentary so you can see how it's done. Alright, so starting off here in the Gauntlet lobby, you're going to go ahead and enter the Gauntlet. You don't want to enter the Corrupted Gauntlet. I will make a guide for the Corrupted Gauntlet later on, but not right now. So once you spawn in, you'll notice again that the starting room as well as the boss room are lit. And so you also have all of the stuff which we talked about. Now up here in the top left, you can see time left is 9:49. It starts at 10 minutes. Once that hits 0, you will be teleported into the boss room. So it's important that you're ready before that. So we're going to go ahead and go in here. We got some of the linum tyrannum as well as some of the friend roots where we can get the friend bark from. There's also a grim leaf over there that we can grab. We're going to go ahead and hit this rat. Hopefully killing this rat we will get a weapon frame, and we did. So now that we have that weapon frame, I'm just going to go ahead and chop this root here so we can get those 3. So you don't use a tool to collect the linum tyrannum. We're going to drop our crystal axe now because we got our 3 bark that we're looking for. Go ahead and light this room up, and look at that. There's the last bit of resource that we need. So it's our last little ore here, or our last resource is the crystal ore rather. So I'm going to drop my crystal pickaxe. I'll go ahead and light this room up over here just so we know what's over there. There are some spiders over there, but we're not going to mess with those right now. What we're going to do is we're going to come over here, and since we don't have that much of the crystal shards yet, we're just going to drop all of the resources we gathered on the ground. We're going to craft a crystal bow with that weapon frame that we got. So now I'm just going to head out this way. I am going to grab this second grim root here. And as you can see, they dropped some paddlefish, but as you can see, I'm not just stopping to pick things up. I'm trying to maximize my time. I can go pick those up later. So now we're on the outer edge because I can't go any further east here because we're on the edge of the rooms. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep running around until we find one of those demi bosses. Here we go. This is the crystalline dark beast. This is one of the ones that we are looking for. This drops the crystalline bowstring, which you use to make the perfected bow. And then we also want the dragon so that we can get the crystal orb to make the perfected staff. So once we finish this up here, we will go ahead and pick up the bowstring as well as that, well, we'll pick up everything, the crystal shards, the weapon frame, and the bowstring, and we'll continue on. Now what we're looking for here is the dragon. The dragon right there, so luckily we didn't run into any bears, we just got both the ones we need. And as you can see, we're pretty much going to be done with, 5 minutes left. Alright, so now that we've killed it off, we get our weapon frame, the crystal shards, and the crystal orb, and as you can see, we have more than enough crystal shards, so we're going to teleport back with our teleport crystal. Now when we get back here, what I like to do, I'm just going to run on over here, make some room in my inventory by dropping all of these fish on the ground. We can save that till the very end. We're going to go to the singing bowl. We are going to make 2 vials, and then pick up all of our resources off the ground here. Once we have them all, we can go ahead and create a helmet, a body, and some legs. And then we will also create the attuned bow and the perfected bow. And we'll get our staff all the way up to perfected. So now that we have all of that, drop this extra weapon frame on the ground. So we'll equip our armor, and we want to crush up two stacks of the crystal shards here. Then we'll run over here and we'll fill up our vials with this water faucet, put the leaves in there, and then we'll use the crystal dust to create the potions. So at this point I am going to drop the crystal harpoon on the ground, as well as the crystal scepter and the pestle and mortar and the crystal shards, and I will just pick up all of the paddlefish. And then, you know what, just because they're available to me, I'll also go over here and pick up these 3 paddlefish too, because like I said, we left them on the ground, but you can always go pick them up later. So now that we have all that, I'm going to go ahead and cook at the range. And let's start talking about the boss fight here. So when you go in there, he will start off with range attacks. He will always start with range attacks, and he will do 4 ranged attacks in a row before switching to mage. When he switches to mage, you will notice he does a stomp animation. I'll point it out to you. And that's going to be the cue that he is switching to mage. He'll also, there's another stomp animation which summons tornadoes, but they do look different. Now the tornadoes do count as one of his 4 attacks, so if he attacks range, tornadoes, range, he will switch to mage before the next attack. There is also a mage attack, which is slightly different colored from the basic one, that will turn off your protection prayers when he casts it, so you just need to be ready for that and turn back on your protection prayers. I like to keep my protection, or my prayer book open, and I use the F keys to switch between my prayer book and my inventory here. So go ahead, I drank 1 dose of the potion to get my prayer back up a little bit. There's one other mechanic in here. He changes the floor orange, and that will do damage to you, but I'll talk about that when we get to it. So now I'll go ahead and turn on protect from range and rigor. Enter the room, go ahead and start attacking him with range. So the floor turns blue, and now it will turn any moment now orange, and when it's orange it will do damage to you. So that stomp animation there was him switching attack styles, and he also switched prayers on me there. So we will go ahead and swap. Now he will do damage through prayer, however it is reduced significantly. So now that the big stomp there, as you can see, is the tornadoes. Now he is switching to mage. Now I walked underneath him there. Do not walk underneath him because he will do a lot of damage to you. And the only way to avoid that is by not walking underneath him. So anyway, now that I've messed up a little bit, he's switching back to range here. And as you can see, some of those mage attacks are turning off my prayers. But we just deal with it as it comes. So getting off of the floor before it turns orange, switching to protect from mage. And just continuing through the kill like this. So as you can see, he's summoning the tornadoes again. Now, when you're first learning, the important thing here will be to just focus on the tornadoes. You don't need to focus on anything else. Just switch your prayer, run away from the tornadoes. As you get a little bit better at the boss, you can go ahead and, you know, still continue to attack during the tornadoes if you think that you can weave in some attacks here and there. That is something that's possible. However, when you're first learning, I do recommend that you just basically try to get out of the way of the tornadoes the entire time. And as you can see, I'm a little bit, you know, nervous here in the live commentary, and I'm messing this up some. So getting off of this blue floor here, switching over to mage, attacking him with mage. So that prayer there does turn off, or that attack there does turn off your prayer. So you do need to be wary of that. You've probably seen it happen to me now a couple of times. So here's the tornadoes again. We're gonna turn on mage again, and maybe I can show you here a little bit that you can squeeze some attacks in. So now, as he gets lower health, he will begin. The floor patterns will be different, and he will begin to attack faster. So as you can see, he's attacking quite a bit faster now than he was a minute ago. But like I said, as long as you just stay focused on the mechanics, you focus on keeping your prayers correct, you won't take that much damage, and you can always out-eat it. So switching back to range now. Now he stomped again. Here comes the tornadoes. So in the normal gauntlet, there will be a maximum of 3 tornadoes. And he has switched to mage prayer. Now he's switching to mage attack. And that was actually a turned off my prayer there, but it's fine. We deal with it as we go. And right there, go ahead and finish off the kill. And with that, I'll go ahead and grab the loot, and then we can finish off the video. So grabbing the loot here. And I get myself a rune plate skirt, 6 rubies, and some crystal shards. So I hope that this video was helpful for you guys, and I hope that it gets you your first gauntlet KC, or if you already have some but you're struggling, it helps you out a little bit. So if you did enjoy this video, I would appreciate if you left a like. It really does motivate me to keep making content. If you see something I could improve or do better, let me know in the comments below. And if you don't want to miss the next upload, go ahead and subscribe so you can keep up with what I'm putting out. With that being said, I hope you all have a great day. See you later.